Hey everybody, it's Kelsey at Mellowstate, and in today's video we are doing a listing marathon where I list all 70 of my daily listings in one day. I am going to show you how long it takes me to photograph, how long it takes me to list, and how I store all of the different items I photographed and list today. If this sounds interesting to you, be sure to stick around. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more reselling content for me. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. We have so much work to do, so let's get into it. On these listing marathon days, I do 7 different rounds of batch photographing and batch listing. This is round 1. I'm going to give you the time I start, the time I finish, and I'll also share with you guys what the listings were. Sometimes, depending on what I'm listing, sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it goes slow, which means I am doing 10 listings per day up until Tuesday for a total of 70 listings getting posted or scheduled today. This is round 1, Wednesday. Everything I'm about to list is going to be posted live right now because I haven't done my daily listings today. I wanted to mention though, this is very important, that photographing, a time audit on photographing is not going to be involved in this first round because I do have pictures already saved to my phone. So I don't have to photograph. I'm just going to get 10 listings up, but I will still share with you how long it takes me to do those 10 listings. I also wanted to mention, a lot of people ask me, how do I get my photos from my phone onto my computer? Because I do all of my listings sitting at my desk on my desktop. I have an iPhone and I have a MacBook Pro. So these two devices sync with each other automatically. The pictures I take on my iPhone, after I give it a little bit of time to sync to my MacBook, it's automatic. They talk to each other. So I don't have to put them into a Google file or email them to me, none of that stuff. But otherwise it's very easy. You don't really have to do anything. Let's get started with round 1 of listings. It is currently 9:28 and we'll see how long it takes me to get 10 listings posted for today. Okay, we just finished round 1 and it is currently 9:53. So this is how long it took me to list 10 different items across 4 different platforms. These are the items I listed. There was a mix of clothing, jackets, and some shoes in there as well. These ones were kind of a pain in the butt because a lot of the items that I listed just now did not have size tags. So I had to go off the measurements that I photographed in these listings, which I can't stand doing. But obviously, if an item does not have a size in it, I need to measure it to give the buyers the correct information. I don't measure all of my items. I only measure them if they're vintage or missing the size tag. I'm actually going to take a break from work to eat some breakfast, but during each of these rounds, I will update you on start time and finish time. So there's gonna be breaks in between each listing round, but don't worry, I will make sure that you have the correct times so you can see how I audit my own time while photographing and listing. Okay, so we are on to round 2 of listing, which means I am going to photograph and draft items for Thursday. I already have 4 items photographed on my phone that I did previously. So I'm going to photograph another 6 items so that I have a total of 10 items to draft and schedule out for tomorrow. So the time is currently 10:18. I'm going to get started on photographing and go straight into listing, and I'll give you an update afterwards. Hi, this is Editing Kelsey here. I just want to apologize that the audio cuts in and out. But anyway, this is how I photograph my shoes. I don't have any fancy light setup. I just set them on my table, make sure my phone is in square mode, and take multiple angles of the shoe, including the bottom and the back. And then I've set them aside to put them in inventory. Super easy, nothing special. I just finished photographing. It is currently 10:24 and I only photographed 6 items because, as I said, I already had 4 items on my phone that I previously photographed. So I only needed an additional 6 items to get to my 10 items to start listing for tomorrow's drafts. So we're gonna get started. I do have to sync those photographs to my computer, which sometimes is very, very quick and sometimes it is so slow. So I'm gonna list the photos I currently have on my phone first, while the photos I just took sync to my laptop, and we'll see. Hopefully it goes quick because it's really annoying sometimes, but fingers crossed it works. Okay, it is currently 10:48. I just finished the 10 drafts I needed to get done, and these drafts are going to be posted and scheduled for Thursday. Here are the listings I did. It was all shoes except for one item. I love photographing shoes because photographing them is so quick, so easy, and listing them I think is pretty easy as well. So here's how long it took me to photograph only 6 items, but list 10 items total because I previously had some photos done in my phone already. We are going to move on to round 3, which is going to be photographing 10 listings and drafting 10 listings for Friday. As I schedule out these listings, if you're wondering how I draft and schedule my listings to post during a certain time or date, I do have an entire YouTube video on it. I use Nifty.ai. It's an automation and cross-listing tool. It's amazing. And with this tool, the subscription that I pay for, I'm able to cross-list and draft and schedule and all the things using this tool really easily. I do have an entire video on it, how I show how I cross-list using Nifty. I show how I publish and schedule listings to be posted on future dates. And that means I'm not going into my computer and listing them myself tomorrow and Friday and Saturday. I put in a time and a date, and Nifty does it automatically for me, so I don't have to worry about listing after today. It's amazing. It honestly is the best. I love this tool. I recommend it all the time because I use it every day in my business. I do have a 7-day free trial down in the description if you're interested in trying it out. It's there for you if you guys want to see. If you guys do end up liking it, for those of you who try Nifty out, there is an additional 15% off your first purchase if you go through the code that is in my description. Okay, so I am going to get my photo set up to do some clothing because I have yet to photograph any type of clothing today. I used to photograph on this wall, but sometimes the lighting's a little iffy on this wall. So recently I've been photographing on this door back here. There's just a hook hanging and I can hang a hanger super easy. So the things that I use for when I'm photographing and listing, first of all, you guys already saw the scale because I weigh everything as I'm photographing it so that I have a photo of the weight in my actual listing. And then I've used for clothing, this stuff right here. I have a SKU system, so I use these stickers for that. And then I use each of my items gets wrapped in one of these plastic baggies. If you have any questions, go down and check out the Amazon, everything's there. I also use this to fold items a little bit nicer. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. This is a newer edition and I really do like it. So I just lay this out on my desk and fold items that need to be folded with this. I have a tote of clothing down here, which you cannot see, which I pull from. I always have one box of items that are ready to be listed in my office so I can easily pull from them whenever I have time to do photos. And then after the items are photographed, I have a plastic tote here where I stack them up in order that I photograph them. Once this tote is full, I just move it down into my inventory space and pull an empty tote up. It is currently, let's see, currently 11, I don't know if you can see that. Currently 11:01. I'm gonna get started photographing. Clothes do take a little bit longer, but as always, I'll update you guys on the time it takes me to photograph and list the items. Oh my gosh, and you guys, I just got a phone call that 3 pallets that I won literally a few days ago, they're going to be delivered tomorrow. So I really have to get as much of this listing stuff I can get done right now because the garage where I'm going to be storing these pallets is not ready to hold 3 different pallets. So today might be an extra long work day. We'll see. Okay, it is currently 11:18. I just finished photographing the next batch of photographs. Now I have to list them. And I'm trying to make sure I show you how long it takes to photograph versus listing. I'm not sure if that is helpful for you. Let me know. If I ever make this type of auditing video again, I'd love to do what you guys want to see. But 11:18, I think I started around 11 o'clock and now I have to get listing. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, my brain is so scattered all over the place knowing that I have these palettes coming tomorrow. I feel like suddenly I'm thrown right off my game, but I'm gonna keep trucking along because doing nothing is not going to get me anywhere. So I need to keep listing. Photos are still kind of sinking, but I'm sick of waiting because we've got stuff to do. It is currently 11:39, 11:40 actually. And we're gonna get started, see what I can list. Some of the items aren't fully synced yet, but I'm just gonna work around it and see how long this takes. It is currently 12:02 and I just finished listing. I'm getting myself confused. I just finished listing items for Friday. So now I've listed, as of now, I've listed Wednesday, which is today. I've drafted Thursdays and I've drafted Friday's listings. I still have to draft Saturday, Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays. So we have 40 more listings to go. If you're wondering if I get bored while doing all these listings back to back to back, the answer is yes, I do. I love it doing this, my listing marathon, because I don't have to worry about listing the rest of the week, but I dislike it because I do partially enjoy photographing and listing the items I source because I take the time to source them and they're things I'm really excited to bring home and get out to a new home. And I feel like doing it this way in a huge marathon takes away from how special each item is because I just kind of start getting in the groove of doing things over and over again. But I know that doing it this way also helps the workflow for the rest of the week. So I think there's some trade-offs on the good and the bad. Oh yes, right here is when I forgot that I left my mic in my office and it was not in fact attached to me. So these are the listings I did and it took me 39 minutes to photograph and list these 10 listings. Okay, I just brought a bunch of the stuff downstairs that I've already photographed and grabbed another empty box. I'm quite out of breath right now, but this is good. We have a new empty box to put clothing in, and I got a bunch of whatnot orders that I unpacked and kind of sorted, decided what I wanted to list myself, what I wanted to put back onto whatnot. And I also got a bunch of inventory out of the car that has been sitting out in the car to list. So I have another pile of stuff to list. Look how beautiful these candlesticks are. I did take quite the break. It's currently 12:51. I'm getting a little bit sick of listing, but I know I'm gonna feel really good once this is over. We're moving on to round 4 of photographing and listings. I am just finishing up. I'm so out of frame this video. This is chaotic. I'm just finishing up my photographs. I just did my last item. I don't know what time it is. It is currently 1:05 and I did 10 photographs. I actually did hard goods, purses, shoes, and 2 larger sweaters this round. I'm gonna get these photographs synced to my phone. While they're syncing, I'm gonna just keep busy doing other things. Okay, I'm getting started on round 4, photographing. It's currently 1:23. We're back, and let me turn off my classical Christmas music that I've got playing. It is currently 1:45, and I am done my 10 listings for Friday. I think we're at Friday. Everything's becoming so confused. December 6th. I think December 6th is Friday. Saturday? Let's see. I'm getting confused. Oh, no, we're done our listings for Saturday. We already did Friday. So that's wonderful. That is day 4 of listings. So far, We have gotten 40 listings up and posted. This is how long it took me to get around 4's listings up. These are the listings that I got done in round 4. I am going to move on to round 5 here in a little bit. I'll probably take a break. And I also wanted to mention, as far as scheduling these out, is there a better time to list them or schedule them to drop? Not in my opinion. I just schedule them for a random time. I do like to aim around 10 o'clock-ish so that the other side of the coast is awake when I'm listing. But do I think it's like a make it or break it type thing on when you're getting your listings up? Not really. It's almost 2 o'clock. I am going to take a lunch break. I'll probably photograph the items for round 5, let them sync to my computer while I'm eating lunch, and then come back and update you on the times for round 5. You know what? Let's just knock it out of the park. It is currently 2 o'clock. We're gonna get this done. Round 5 of photographs. Let's go. Okay, we are done photographing for round 5. I'm gonna get so confused with this while editing. It is currently 2:14. The photos that I just took are going to be for my scheduled listings for December 7th. We're gonna start listing for Sunday's drafts right now. My lunch break is over. It's currently 2:55. Let's see how long this takes us to list these next 10 listings. Okay, it is currently 3:13. I just finished the Sunday's drafts, and I guess I didn't photograph enough items. I don't know what happened. I didn't have enough items, and then I accidentally posted one of the drafts today. Instead of pressing save as draft, I pressed list now. So I'm a little bit short for Sunday. I have to fill those back in, and I still have to do Monday and Tuesday. But because it's getting late in the day and I want to be able to edit this video so I can get it up for tomorrow, I am going to stop filming here. I know I did not share the complete full listing marathon, but I hope you can forgive me and understand why I'm cutting the video here. But hopefully this gave you an idea of how long it takes me to photograph and list 10 items at a time. And on top of the photographing and listing, I was also inventorying them and putting them into storage as I went. But that's it for this video. This is how long it took me to do. I think I hit 46 or 47 listings. I'll put the totals here on the screen for you. It was a really productive day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Smooches.